Hey there, Stampers, and welcome to a Step It Up video. This week I'm going to show you the 3 cards, and they are Step It Up. But what I'm going to spend the most time on is showing you this technique to get this effect. So this is the Step 1 card. This is, it's not crumb cake. I was told by one of my friends to ease off on the crumb cake. So I'm using Sahara sand. But it would look good on any light colored neutral. So this is step 1. Step 2, I don't know if you can see, has a textured background, and it's using the impression plate. And I don't know if this one's still available, but it's this wood grain, and I love it. So it just has one panel with the wood grain, which I thought worked well with the leaves. And then this little happy birthday. And then the step 3 card. It has, again, the textured background, but we added an old olive matte, and we added this ribbon, and we did take away that vanilla offsetting, and you could include all of that on the step 3. But anyway, I love these cards. I think they're beautiful for any age or man or woman. So let me show you how to get this effect, and then we can assemble. I'm using Stampin' Up! Watercolor paper. This image is from Growing Green, a set that I love. I love this open design for coloring, especially with our watercolor. It has some floral blooms in that set that are just beautiful to work with as well. We're going to start by using Always Artichoke, and I'm just going to fill the paper with the design. And it doesn't even really matter if you overlap. Just whatever you want to do. You want to fill it. It's even okay if you have a little blurred image. Sometimes I twist a little bit and it blurs the image. I don't do it on purpose. I just am trying to get a good contact with it, and it happens. And one more. Okay, so that's enough. And then you're going to take an empty aqua painter with no water in the barrel, and I use a little medicine cup, and I wet the tip. Sometimes I push the air out and draw a little bit of water, and it's fine because it'll keep it wet. And this is time consuming. You're going to go in and you're going to draw the ink from the stamped image, and you can do that in a circular motion, but you still want to stay inside where the leaf is, so you don't want to go all over crazy. This does take some time, and you just want to ensure that each and every leaf, and it doesn't have to be the same amount, you can just kind of pull and go away, or you can pull a lot and make it a deeper green. What I love about using Always Artichoke for this is as it pulls from the outlined color, it sort of leaves a brown edge behind, and I love how that looks. So you're going to go through this whole thing and work on it, and then you're going to have to set it aside and let it dry thoroughly. And the reason you want it to dry thoroughly, it doesn't take a lot of time, but you don't want all the colors to muddy. So we like the colors we're getting by pulling this Always Artichoke from the outline. Here's one that I wiggled a bit on, and you can see you can pull a lot of color that way. You want to maintain that color. We want to leave it, so you have to make sure it's fully dry before you go back in. And then when it's fully dry, you're going to go back in with Old Olive, and I just use a palette and still working from a dry aqua painter dipped in water. I think this corner is dry enough. So this is Old Olive that I put on my palette, and I add some water to it. And you're just going to go in and add, and I like it to be pretty wet for the Old Olive part. You're going to add some more color, some brightness in spots. It's very easy to do. This part's easy. The other part takes more time. But you can see it is important for it to be dry or it just muddies it. So you go through and add, you can do an all over green and a layer on there, or you can just add hints of it. Then you're going to let that dry fully. Isn't it really pretty? Doesn't it get a gorgeous effect? And when it's fully dry, it looks like this. My hands are full of ink, I'm sorry. I've been making 2 weeks worth of cards. Isn't it gorgeous? I love the way it looks. So then it's very simple to assemble the card. I'm using Sahara sand as the base. And for this, it's just cut into 1.5 inch squares. And you would layer it and put your congratulations, happy birthday there. And I did it in Old Olive to match the brightness. And that's your level 1 card. Oh, I did ink using Sahara sand. I inked around the three squares. You can see the difference. It's very subtle, but it's a beautiful detail. On the second card, I just added this textured layer, and again, I inked the textured layer with Sahara sand, and I inked the image pieces in Sahara sand. And lightly inked this very vanilla piece as well. Stamped it in Old Olive, layered the whole thing on the Sahara sand card base. Simple, right? And for the step 3 card, we added an Old Olive matte to the textured piece. And then again, just inking these and layering them on. Now I stamped this happy birthday after I did the texturing, and it worked perfectly. You can see it worked lovely. So as long as it's not too detailed and thick, I think you could do that after you get the texture. And then I added, for a little touch, Old Olive. I think this is taffeta, the thin one, and I just added a knot, but you could tie a bow or whatever. I think it's such a pretty card. Let me show you again, and then we'll wrap it up. This is step 1, step 2, and step 3. And here it is again. It's still drying. You can see it takes a little bit of a while, but it's so pretty. I hope you found this helpful, and we'll see you next time. Bye!